Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special 2-year anniversary edition of Ace, Your Space. And now, here's your host, Michelle Chatterchick Lowe.
Hey, look, Ma, I made it.
That's my song.
Hey, look, Ma, I made it. Everything's coming up.
2 years.
Aces. Oh, I'm sorry. I was singing to the song. Hello, everybody. How are you? And how is my co-host, who I have not seen, Mr. Chuck Shazer? How are you?
I can feel the electricity in the air. We're talking about 2 years of Ace Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical Supplies being on Cruisin 92.1 WVLT.
And brought to you by Ace Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical Supplies. We are so privileged and we are so blessed that they allow us to do this once a month. It's a miracle, isn't it? And it is. It is the month of anniversaries. Very much so, Chuck, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, actually, I teared up. When I actually got some tears when you said 2 years. I mean, it's like emotional for me for some reason. This is like awesome. This is awesome that this is our second year. I want to congratulate us since we're not together doing this, and we're not side by side, but we are together.
That's okay, because there's an old saying, an old-timey saying, and that is, the show must go on.
And the show does go on. It's been a fabulous month, and I'd like to start off with June 1st. What do you think? June 1st. 70 years in business for Ace Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical Supplies. Wow.
Just a little bit of a big deal, right?
I mean, how old can Larry be? You know what I mean? He looks pretty good. 70 years in business, huh?
It really, it felt great to do what you did, what you put together there for the 70th anniversary, because Larry and the company deserves a recognition. 70 years is no small feat by any stretch of the imagination. And making it in business that long, having all of these happy customers that love shopping at Ace, that is a huge, huge accomplishment, and it was a pleasure to be there.
It was a pleasure to be there, and now that you brought that up, I thank you. I do want to actually talk about that for a moment. I had something very huge planned for the special anniversary, and that was going to take place on June 1st, and that's okay, because I'll make it even bigger, because now I have even more time. In saying that, Friday at about 12 in the afternoon, I got a ding, ding, ding in my head. I got to do something. I have to do something for Larry, for Ace. And what could I do? It was COVID-19. Within hours, the community got together, and it really was within hours. I was amazed of what happened that day. I believe that it was the first drive-by for a business, B2B COVID celebration with a drive-by. And in saying that, I just want to take a moment to thank everyone, one by one, who was actually there. We actually got a lot of support within an 8-hour window. Absolutely. I want to thank Sir Speedy. Sir Speedy did the drive-by, but Sir Speedy also made me like 50 posters that I could bring there within hours. She did this within hours. So I want to thank Allison and her team. They actually did the drive-by. I want to thank Marie Galler from SNJ. I want to especially thank Dawn Hunter from Chamber of Commerce, because without her, I could not have put this together. I also want to thank Pearl, who just had her show prior to us, Pearl Giordano. BBT Bank, I want to also thank Jason Stites. Cruisin's, Chuck, who drove for Cruisin's, and Mr. Bobby Mole. And I hope I didn't forget anybody. I think I got everybody. Serpro had about 3 vehicles there. I want to thank them also. I want to thank everybody in the community that got together and made that special day. Within moments, we put that together. And I thank everybody. It shows how much the community respects Ace and how much the community respects Larry Berman.
Yeah, it was really a cool thing to do. A lot of people have been celebrating graduations, birthdays, anniversaries like that. But on the residential side, this was we were celebrating it for a business. So you had that parade for a business.
It was a car parade. I guess we didn't really mention that, did I? And it started from the Chamber of Commerce and, came right down. It's only like maybe a mile up the road, if that. And we just pulled in with the cars, with the noise, with the surprise. And it was special. I mean, it was the best we could do, during this time.
Everyone knew what was going on, I can tell you that right now.
Everyone knew what was going on. I hit the wrong driveway coming in, but hey, we got the job done. You know what I mean? My poor Mr. Sparator made me a nice map and everything. I think I got so nervous. I was like, I'll just pull in right here. Boom, and I pulled in. At the end of the day, it all worked out. I hope that Larry was surprised, and I just want to thank the community again. Along with that, Chuck, I realized that there's a lot of stability at Ace. And the reason why is 70 years in business, but Larry himself has over 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
John Sparator, over 33 years.
Mm-hmm.
Sheila Evans, over 32 years. And Bob Bailey. Bob Bailey with that energy. I don't know where he comes from. He could be like my brother with that energy. He's over 33. Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
Oof.
They all have energy. I mean, everybody. And we're all ready to meet the next challenge, and whether it's creative marketing or whatever the heck it is, having the products that people are requesting and demand and having it there when they want it, when they need it. All of that is incredible.
I want to continue. I have a couple more names. I just want to get them out there. We have Ed, that's been with Ace for over 34 years, Steve, over 21, and, of course, everybody knows Willie, over 26 years, George, 23, and Bill Rogers, 26 years. And, of course, we had a very special retirement, and I'll let you mention who that is, Mr. Chuck.
Yes. Someone that I've heard so many great things about from people on the outside, talking about this gentleman who worked at Ace for a very long time, 30 years, the one and only Henry Schwed.
Yay, congratulations.
He is heading to Texas, and there were many people that thought he was never going to retire. That tells you how much he enjoyed his job. That he was, I believe, around 80, I'm going to say, close to 80 years old, and still working. I'm sure he didn't have to. He chose to because he cared about his job. He loved his job. He loved helping people. And I'll tell you this, everyone I talked to that had dealings with Henry loved the experience.
I've never heard a negative word about Henry. Not one negative word about him at all. In the community, totally, besides Ace.
Absolutely.
Not a one. Say it like that.
Congratulations. God bless you, Henry, and have a happy and healthy retirement.
And enjoy those grandkids, because that's where I believe he's going.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And let me tell you something. It's a new chapter. It's a new whole job that's ahead of him as a grandparent. Because grandparents can be quite busy also.
Yeah.
With my in-laws, and we keep him busy with the Lucas. So that's wonderful. I'm so happy for him. He deserves that. And just another great story about someone has been at Ace again. 30 years. That is incredible. And these days, hard to come by. That kind of stretch, being out of business, being an employee somewhere.
I will not be celebrating 30 years at a job because I've only been with Ace for 4 years.
You got a little more to go.
Well, I mean, I could be 87 and still be working there. That could happen. It's doubtful. It's doubtful. So I wanted to ask the audience out there, I want to put the phone number to give us a call, 856-696-0092. We have some billboards, and we haven't really asked that question in a while, Chuck, have we?
Yeah, I like that idea.
Go ahead. Hit it up.
If you have seen an Ace billboard around featuring the A.O. Smith water heater brand, if you've seen that, we want to know where you've seen it. And, Michelle, do you have anything for them if they call up with a...
We will. Absolutely. I will have a Ace bag filled with some goodies because it is 10-10, couple of 10, 10-10, couple of 10. That's what we're looking for, 10-10. Sound familiar?
Yeah, giving them a little hint there.
Do you miss these? Wait a minute. Do you hear this?
What is that noise?
It's my toy. The toys that I bring into the studio.
Is that a little rattle?
What is it?
Is that like a little rattle?
That's my little rattle. There they are. That's your 10-10, couple of 10, 10-10, couple of 10.
Love it.
Love it. 10-10, couple of 10. That is your 10-year warranty with an A.O. Smith water heater.
And if you've seen those, give us a call at 856-696-0092. That number again at the station is 856-696-0092.
And if you haven't seen it, give us a call anyway. 856-696-0092. Just give us a call. Let us know what you're doing today. Today seems like one of the first Saturdays that I think you're allowed to get out there and kind of do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not as restricted right now.
But still be safe.
But you must be safe. You must keep washing your hands. And as much as you don't want to, you have to wear a mask. I mean, doctors wear them for a reason. You know what I mean? But
hey, if you watch any of those hospital shows, like Grey's Anatomy, or I don't know of any other ones offhand right now, but if you watch any of those, you always see they're wearing they're scrubbing real well, they're up to their elbows, and they have the masks on. That's so they do not infect the patient they're working on. So it's kind of like a respect thing. You wear the mask out in public around people, and it's just telling you, in case I'm a carrier and I don't know it, I care about you so much that I'm wearing this mask.
Right. It's just really respect. You're correct. It's really about respect. And there are cases where it shows that it does help. So whether it does or it doesn't, I mean, I can tell you that I haven't had a cold since I haven't been out in public. You know what I mean? I haven't had anything. So I'm not shaking hands. I miss Mr. Berman's shake at the end of the week. I mean, that was the big thing for me with Ace is, Larry Berman going around at the end of the week, shaking your hand and saying, thank you. I mean, who does that? Who pays you and then says thank you? Mr. Berman does.
Well, I'll tell you who does it, a really good man. And that's who does it. An employer that does that shows you respect and thanks you for your work. And I would like to think if I ran Ace or any kind of business that size, or big or small, I would hope that I would have that kind of respect now in shaking people's hands and thanking them for a job well done. That's a great thing to do. And you're right, you don't see it done very much in the world.
I don't personally, I do not get easily impressed. I don't know why. I mean, you could pull up with a Rolls Royce and it doesn't impress me, But Larry shaking my hand that day impressed me so much that I had to put him in for an award, for a kindness award. I think he might have been a little upset because he's very humble. I didn't know that at that time, but it really came from my heart because I was impressed with the handshake. It's the little things in life.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
It's the little things in life. So we have some good news, though. Even though I'm not back in the building, but you are, I hear the showroom is open.
It is open.
Full speed ahead.
Yeah, we just asked that people maintain that social distance. Of course, you've heard that everywhere. You see that everywhere if you're out and about. Same thing at Ace. Just try to give people space, 6 feet at least, have a mask on. And we are absolutely open, ready to sell you a new kitchen if you need that, toilets, lights of all kinds. Right at Ace Plumbing, we're open. Showroom's open, 667 South Delsey Drive in Vineland. Actually, you can stop in there now. Open until 3 o'clock.
And speaking of masks, a colleague of mine, I used to work with this young lady years ago. She took the opportunity to, her business had to close down for a while because of COVID-19. So she said, well, I'm going to make some masks. She made so many masks that she's actually at the flea market today selling them because there was such a demand and she had no place to go to sell them. And she does a terrific job. So if you're in the area and you're going down Delsey Drive, you need a mask, she does great masks for children. So she personalizes them all right there. I actually went last week to pick up mine. And I'm hopeful that she's going to make a special one for me for Ace, believe it or not. So stop at the flea market. I know they're reasonable. I think they're $4 or $5. And she has a big selection, and she'll be there waiting for you. If you mention that you heard it on this show, she'll probably even give you a discount.
Better yet.
More than likely, yes. Now, I wanted to go through a couple things with you, Chuck, and see if you remember our year in review, because you and I did a lot of fun things together this past year.
We tend to do that.
And we've been doing that for a long time together, you and I. I'm very lucky to be with you again when I came back to ACE. But prior to ACE, you and I did work together, and we work well together. So we are lucky that we are together again.
Well, there is no denying that we work well together. That is, we actually have awards approving.
We have 15 awards together collectively in the past 3 years, because the first year we didn't put anything in. So in 3 years collectively, we have 15 awards from the Builders League for ACE Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical Supplies of the work that you and I do together.
And I'm proud of that because, oh, here we go. Take her away, Shelley.
Go ahead, caller. Caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Well, one of your billboards right on Delsey there, just down from McDonald's on the right-hand side.
Yes, you are correct. And what does it say?
Talking about the comparison, how you save, and then the 10-10-10.
There you
beautiful.
go.
Oh, yes.
You're a winner. You're definitely a winner. Let me...
I just saw it this morning. I was working. I saw the sign right there. I go, oh, and then I listened to you on the radio. I go, okay, I know that.
This is awesome. Did you want to leave your name on the air, or did you want to leave your name with Norm, the producer?
I'm Neil. I work with your brother.
Oh, Neil. You work at Cruisin.
Yeah, right.
I remember you. I met you outside at ACE Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical Supplies.
Yeah, customer service. I run trucks around.
Yes, Neil. So what I can do is I can get a package ready for you and somehow get it to my brothers to get it to you to Cruisin.
Okay.
What size shirt do you wear?
You have a great day.
What size shirt do you wear, Neil?
Oh, give me an extra large.
And thank you. Thank you for listening to the show, and I'm glad that you know where our billboard's at. That's one, so that's really good. Congratulations. You are a prize winner today.
Okay, very good. I got to get back to work. Thank you now.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Be careful.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, that's great. It's great, because some people don't know where they're at, and he was actually just going down the road at this moment.
That's fantastic.
It's great. And then he works with my brother. It makes it better yet. Like, did my brother tell him to call? No, my brother's not even around. He's out somewhere doing something with my mother to help her. So
that's great, man. He hit it right on the head, didn't he? Hit the nail on the head.
He really did. Boom. So we had a great event back in September, and it was the Scratch and Dent sale. And we actually got together with Bill Gonzalez and Habitat, our neighbor. Mm-hmm. And we made it like a block party.
We did. And
who was the special guest that everybody was talking about that day? Do you remember?
I think I remember. You want me to say it?
Yeah.
I think the special guest was Mr. Taco.
Mr. Taco. And it sounds like we have another phone call, Chuck.
Okay.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello, Michelle. This is Miss Stephanie.
This is Stephanie with the mask.
Hi, guys. How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm at the flea market now. We're cruising along.
I was amazed when I came there last week to pick up. Thank you, by the way, to pick up my mask that you made for me, and that was very special.
Yes.
You actually took a situation in life that might have been negative to a lot of people because your business did have to shut down. And you took that and you turned it around and you made masks and you helped people and you made a little bit of money for yourself.
Yes, definitely. I have my cleaning and linen service, which I had to shut down in March. So I've been out of business since about March 13th. I started making the masks towards the end of March, and I started just doing it as donations and family and friends, and then it kind of grew. I got requests for fun stuff, and, it costs money, so I said I'll sell them and give some away still. We still donate plenty, so if anybody's in need and they can't afford them, we give them to them. But we also, sell them because I have to make money too, so...
Sure.
And I support the local mom and pop shops. I get all my fabrics from a place in Vineland, the Fabric Outlet. So
you're doing it the right way. It's just great to hear somebody, take the situation, flip it around, make it positive, and you made it positive for the community along with yourself. So I personally thank you for that. And real quick before we hang up, where exactly are you at the flea market today?
We are at the section red section in the front, and we're at table number 15. I also want to shout out to my two cousins, Amanda and Katrina, and my Aunt Teresa for helping me. They've been doing a great job. They've been with me every step of the way for the past month, and I wouldn't be able to do this without them. So I just want everybody to know that we've made it a fun thing, but we've made it a family thing, too.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And also, I did make an announcement. If anybody comes there from this show today, that you would give them like a discount. You would do something with them. So I think I better tell you that.
Yes, they just have to mention the show.
Ace Your Space or Michelle, either or. Michelle, Chuck, Ace Your Space, and they'll get some kind of discount from you today. So I thank you for that, Stephanie.
And I look forward to seeing you, Michelle. I have a couple of special masks just for you.
Perfect, and you will. I'll probably stop by tomorrow morning before the heat hits in, just to pick up. I'm going to drop off something to you because I know that we're going to try and do something for Ace, and we'll take it from there, Stephanie.
Sounds like a great thing.
Make it a great day. I thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Young lady, known her for years, a lot of tragedy in her life, and you could hear her energy is just positive, cheery, and she's going to be okay. You know what I mean? So I'm happy for her.
That is fantastic to shop your local vendors for supplies that you need to make something. She's doing everything the right way.
She's doing everything. And she made sure she told me that last week, too. She's like, I get all my material from Mom and Pop. And I'm like, look at her. So good to support our local businesses. We need that desperately.
Yes, we do.
We need it desperately, especially right now. You know, especially for the businesses that were closed, that are opening up. We were fortunate because we were essential. Ace was essential, so Ace never closed down because we had the materials that the world needed, and they still do.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about supplies that will keep your water hot, supplies that will keep your house cool in the summer and warm in the winter.
And give you water, period.
Yeah, water filtration, water pumps to put in the ground if you have well water. I could go on and on and on all day about the things that we carry, and I am glad that the state made us essential because it really is essential. We're talking about not only creature comforts, but when you talk about hot water, that's a health concern. Like, you need hot water. Hospitals need hot water. You need hot water to kill germs, like when you're washing your hands for COVID-19, for example. You need hot water. So whether you need a water heater or a part to repair one, we're your one-stop shop. You
need hot water, and you need to know how to sing Happy Birthday to wash your hands.
Sing Happy Birthday, the whole full song, and that's the period of time you're supposed to wash your hands. Is that right?
Yeah, so, I guess I'm in love with myself because I've been singing Happy Birthday for a long time, to me.
You went through a lot of candles, I heard.
I went through a lot of candles, a lot of cake, too. A lot of cake, a lot of candles. That's funny, Chuck. You're funny.
Oh, I try.
So one of our biggest events was the Scratch and Dent. It was the warehouse sale, and it was a block party, and it was a lot of fun. And yes, Mr. Taco was he was just great. I mean, his food was good. Just the name Mr. Taco was good, and I look forward to putting together another event that's going to be huge for the 70th party whenever we're allowed to do this, right?
That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. It's also our second year with Edge, believe it or not. That's our loyalty program, everybody. Second year, we're doing fantastic with that.
It's hard to believe. It's been that long already.
And even during the virus, they actually received their rewards. I mean, so it was great. It was at a time that everybody could use a little bit of money, too, a little bit of extra money, because not for nothing, I mean, you are spending more money at this time for certain reasons. You follow me? So it was nice to be able to give out the rewards to our customers, and they actually looked forward to it.
Oh, absolutely, and they deserve it. I mean, that's part of the program. It doesn't cost anything to become a member. You shop at Ace Plumbing, Heating, Electrical Supplies if you're in trade. You want to check out that Edge program because you get exclusive promos emailed to you, and you get awards, and you get an award. Basically, the way it's structured is the more you shop, the more you can potentially get on your rewards cards. It's a really cool program.
And it's cash back. It's not, I have to tell the contractors, it's not like Kohl's, what Kohl's does to me. Hey, here's a little bit of cash, Michelle. Come on back in. No, we don't do it that way.
You got to spend it there in that case, yep.
Right. We give you a debit card. We'll just keep loading it up every quarter. You're going to get some cash on that card. And as Mr. Sparator, as he puts it, no, we don't want you to spend it here. I mean, if you want to, you can, but we'd rather you spend it on your bad habits. That's how Mr. Sparator puts it. It's funny, right? The bad habits.
Or if you're a tradesman and you're married, maybe you want to take your significant other out to dinner.
That was my suggestion.
And you could do that in Vineland. We have a lot of restaurants, and you can spend that here in our local economy.
And also, let's mention I wanted to get out there again. We still have the KN95 masks. I know it was a big deal when nobody had masks, but we had them. So they're still there. And I know, we still need them. So really, we have the mask, we have the sanitizer. I don't know if you tried the sanitizer that we have, but I have, Chuck, and I love it because it's great for kids. It's real liquidy. It's not that gel. So it's just great for kids because their hands are in everything all the time.
Yeah, and honestly, it evaporates quickly. It's really a nice solution, I have to say. Really
That's the word, nice solution. I like it. I can't even tell who it's by, but it's good. I can't even read the name to tell you the truth.
It's Comstar.
Comstar, yep.
And you get an 8-ounce tube of it.
$6.99. That's
a little
it.
bit goes a long way with this too.
I hate to say the word cheap, but it is $6.99. That's all it is. It's a big bottle for $6.99. It's not one of the little, the little gel bottles that they want $8.99 for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a really good solution. It's really it packs a punch, just a little bit in your hand, and of course, follow the directions that are on the bottle. But it's a really great solution. It's one of the better ones out there, I have to say.
I have to say, I'm a little excited because in July, not normally do we book counter days in the summer. And counter days, in case anybody out there doesn't really know what it is it's when the manufacturer comes in and he just has some lunch. It's like a lunch and learn almost. He'll have some lunch or breakfast, and he'll talk about the product, that he represents. So, of course, that went on hold for a while, and July 14th, we're going to bring it back, and we're going to bring it back, we're going to have it outside. So, we'll have, you say who we're going to have, Chuck. I think you know. I think you do know.
Yeah, this will be the first one that we've done. How long has it been?
Oh, it's been,
on a counter date, like in-house.
I mean, hot dogs and hoodies, was that the last one? Because I think that was February. That was January, February, hot dogs and hoodies.
You know what? That was the last one.
Hot dogs and hoodies. That went over so well.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hot dogs and hoodies, and then I think March came, and things changed.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so guess what? We'll have one in the summer. We normally don't.
No.
But we're going to do that. July 14th is the big day.
And it is called, it's on a Tuesday, or as you would say, a Tuesday.
Tuesday, D-E-E, Tuesday. With the color yellow.
And it's called the Retool Tuesday, featuring, if you're a tool person, you love, if you're a tradesman or you're just a homeowner, you like doing those projects at home, which is a lot of people are doing now. This is going to feature tools by Hillmore, Lennox, and Irwin. And it's going to be a great time. It's a lot of, like you're saying, it's very educational. You're going to see tools that maybe you don't even realize exist. Maybe they're fairly new on the market. They were just engineered not long ago. They're put out there for people to purchase. Maybe you're interested. Hey, how's that work? That's what the reps are there for. They're going to educate people. You stop in for something to eat. You learn about these tools. Maybe pick one up, You can't beat that.
And you know what? There's going to be a contractor stimulus going on that day. Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yes, there is. Gilmore's got cash that they're going to be giving out. It's cash back. They're not going to give it to you right then and there that day, but they're going to send a check to that contractor that's buying their tools.
It's pretty awesome.
Pretty good. I mean, listen, don't be a tool. Join us July 14th.
Oh,
I know.
Goodness.
I had to say it. It's going to be great. It's going to be warm, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be knowledgeable, and this way, and get your hands right in it. I mean, you get to touch those tools, see if it's a tool that you want to use, right?
Now, you're going to have reps there from each brand, or is it one person representing all?
No, I'm going to have reps there from each brand.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, it's going to be a nice little... Listen, I really wanted to, as soon as Mr. Spiritor said, hey, do you want to book this? Right away, I wanted to go really big. I mean, everything's got to be big for me for some reason, but I couldn't go really big, so not yet. So, you know what? We're going to go a little small, but we're going to have 3 different manufacturers there. I mean, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. July 14th, that is.
July 14th. And what time does that start?
That's going to be 7:30 in the morning.
Whoa, nice and early for this.
Nice and early, 7:30 to 11, and of course it's on your calendar of events that you have on the website that you take care of. So I thank you for that.
Yeah, so if you're in a trade and let's say you want to stop in real quick before you start that next job, 7:30 in the morning is a good time. On a Tuesday, you can stop in, see what's new and what's hot in the tool market, and we'll answer all your questions. And like I said, there might be something there that you say to yourself, oh my gosh, it's going to make my life so much easier. Thank goodness I stopped here. And so that's a great event to check out if you're in a trade or if you like just doing things around the house and you want to see what's new in the world of these major tool brands. So don't miss out.
I'd say stop in and come and see everything that's touchless, because that seems to be in such a demand right now. I mean, there's touchless everything going on.
You got Retool Tuesday, then Touchless Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. Tuesday seems to be a great day. It seems like I like Tuesday. Tuesday. I wanted to ask the listeners out there if they have done anything different because of the coronavirus, like anything social distancing, any weddings. I know there have been some weddings going on. Of course, there's graduations. And anybody who's listening, if they did a celebration and they want to share it with us, give us a call, 856-696-0092. Just share it with the audience. It's kind of neat to hear the stories.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I think didn't you do your birthday differently this year?
Well, very, very early on into this COVID mess. My birthday's March 21st, so I believe that the week of March 21st is when I got the orders to work from home. So my birthday was the following weekend, and it happened to land on a Saturday this year, so I did consider having some of my family and friends over. During the week, when I come home from work, I didn't want to bother with all that during the work week. So I kind of stopped having a birthday for myself. Plus, at my age, frankly, I don't need one anymore. But this year, I was going to do something because it was on a Saturday. Well, COVID hit, and it was extremely scary in the beginning because we really didn't know much about this. So I happened to do a YouTube live session of me with my wife and me blowing out the candles and all that kind of stuff. So that was definitely a first for me. That was different. Yeah, it was.
That was different. Well, mine's going to be in a couple of weeks, so I imagine I'll be doing the same thing. I probably can make it to my family's house, my mother and my brother, and that's it. That'll be it. I've hardly even been there, but I think that day is the day that I can go there.
You have seen your mom, though, since all this has happened, right?
I've seen her. I have not seen her in the last 2 weeks. Very distant, though. Like, for Easter, I ate on the porch while they ate in the kitchen. I mean, I'm just trying to be careful with my mother and my brother, and myself, too, So, in saying that, it's the phone works well. We talk every day, so we keep in touch, and that's important right now. That's important for everybody right now.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of people that kind of get ants in their pants during during things like this, and we got to keep in mind, if you're younger, you may be saving somebody's life if you're being careful. You know what I mean? You may be saving a person's life that is elderly or has an underlying health condition. So it's really, the way this attacks people, certain groups of people, I mean, really it's the right thing to do to dial it back a little bit,
I like that. Dial it back a little bit.
Be as safe as you can be, because you know what? This will pass, and we'll be going out and having fun again, and I think it's just an important thing to keep in mind.
And I think possibly some good habits have come out of this for people. Maybe people that didn't wash their hands too much, wash them a little bit more now. And if anything, that's just going to help you with the colds when, cold season comes around.
Oh, 100%. I don't think the average person realizes, based on how many times it's talked about in national news and on different talk shows that I've seen over the years, where doctors will say, hey, you think your hands are clean when you leave the bathroom? We'll say it again. Catch us tonight at 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
We'll tell you all about it. And I don't think, all those shows, they tell you it's all the same. It's like, listen, you have got to wash your hands for a certain amount of time. You got to scrub them good, get in those fingers, cross your fingers, and get in your, nail beds, and be mindful about how you're doing. Because I think a lot of times it's just like a reactionary thing to going to the bathroom.
It's just like going through the motions.
It's like, I'm just going to run the water a little bit, and then I'm done. I've seen people do that, and I'm horrified. And before the COVID thing, I was horrified what hand hygiene was like when people use the bathroom. But I figured, it's a free country if that's what they want to do. But now, I mean, that might have some huge implications on someone's, mortality. So. And
I'm here to tell you that coworkers know if you're washing your hands or not, which is a funny thing, but they do. Coworkers know. Wherever I've worked, coworkers do know who's not washing their hands in the lavatory.
And you're not making my sandwich.
And you're not making my sandwich, and you're not touching me.
Touching that bologna, not touching my bologna.
Don't be touching my bologna.
Not touching my American cheese and my bread and all that kind of stuff.
Eat your own, right?
Yeah. Wash those digits.
So I wanted to get back to the sensors, the faucets and the sensors, and
yes.
Because just besides germs, I mean, it also saves the water. It saves 70% of the water consumption that we're using. I don't know. It's like a win-win to me, Chuck. I don't know if you have any. I don't have any in my house personally, but I don't know if you do or your family does. I know we have a showroom full of them.
You have a couple of things happening in that respect. You have touchless faucets, which are phenomenal because you don't have to touch a handle to turn it on or off. So turning it on is one thing. Okay, your hands are dirty. You turn it on, you wash your hands, but then you touch the handle to turn it off.
Right.
Some people use their elbow, and that's fine. But then you have this other thing where, it's all about, it's big in the world today with energy and water, just making sure we're being responsible and using as little of those two things as possible. So you have what's called aerators that go on the faucet also. Makes the stream, just puts a little bit of, separates the water so you have a little bit more air in there. So it almost appears like you're getting more water than you are. You're getting enough to get the job done. And that's what every company uses. Every faucet everywhere nowadays has the aerator in it.
Yes.
So that's one thing. So there's a couple things right there that really save a lot of water. But in the case of the touchless faucet, now you're going into a realm where you don't have to touch anything near the faucet. It's kind of like that bidet that we talked about.
I was just going to ask you. My favorite turlet.
So imagine this now, Michelle. You go into a bathroom, right? You go into a restroom. Now, you go up to the American Standard DXV Spolet bidet. You walk up to it.
That's what I want for my birthday. I'm joking.
Well, you got to put that on your list.
Nothing. Give me anything reasonable with Michelle, right?
Oh, no.
And I want some of the diamonds on it, too. I mean, let's get real.
Well, you can add bling, I'm sure. I don't know.
Bling, there you go. Add a little bling to it. I mean, because my hands are going to be so clean because I don't have to touch anything.
Yes, because you walk up to it, the lid opens. You sit down, you do your business. You can select the temperature of water that's going to clean your backside, right? Then you stand up, the toilet flushes itself and closes the lid. Then you walk over to the Sloan touchless faucet at the sink and wash your hands without touching anything there. Boom.
And then you go to your touchless wife.
You do. Can you imagine?
For the touchless, I'm not going to cook oven.
Yeah.
Teasing you.
Think about that for a minute. You're not touching her.
Close your eyes and have that vision.
Imagine that. You're going in, you're doing your business, you're getting cleaned, you're not touching anything, and then you're washing your hands and you're not touching any handle or anything like that. That is all Ace Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical Supplies at 667 South Elsie Drive in Vineland, and our other 6 locations out there. And you can experience that. You don't have to get the toilet if you don't want. These faucets are out there. I mean, it's amazing. They even have kitchen faucets that are that way as well. So, and that's something to really keep in mind during the pandemic. That is just that's the next step that you can take to keep yourself and your family safe.
You can go from the saloon. How about a shower? I mean, just go from that to the touchless shower. I mean,
yes.
You don't have to touch anything.
It's kind of like, remember the Jetsons? I remember when I was little watching the Jetsons.
George Jetson, Jane, his wife. You mean that show?
Yeah, do you remember when they would take showers? Do you remember that?
I don't, Chuck.
Well, they would get on like this conveyor belt, I think.
Oh my God.
It would bring them to the shower. The curtain would, and you would just see all this steam, and then curtain would open. Here they are on the conveyor belt.
They're not putting conveyor belts in Ace, are they?
Well, listen, Hanna-Barbera, they're futuristic back then. It's always funny how futuristic visions change over the decades.
And guess what? We're almost there, though.
Yeah, we are. And there's always some truth to some of that. That's why I love science fiction so much, because even if it isn't quite the same, like, in Star Trek in the 60s, they had knobs on things. So a lot of it was futuristic, but then they had knobs. Well, we don't have really knobs on anything today, but they still had the right idea on so many things, on so many fronts, almost like fortune tellers of the future.
That's true. That's true. This is true. So you've been back to work.
Yes.
In the office since when? Since the second full week?
This is my third full week back in the office.
And how did you adapt, let's say, leaving the office, working from home, and now going back in the office to work again?
Well, when people ask me that question, and a lot of people have, I simply say that being a content creator, doing graphic design, doing videos, doing website work, writing code, all that cool stuff, I do that for Ace, and I also do it on the side for people. And I do it on the side. It's late at night because I spend time with my family first. And if the client's cool with that, I'll take the job and I'll do their stuff at night. So why do I bring that up? Well, because at night I'm alone, totally alone. And it's always like that. So as an artist, you get used to that. So for me, I can work totally alone and be happy as anything, or I can work, with a group of people, and we can work hard and have fun, and I love that too. So either way, I'm fine. To me, it's like flipping a light switch, to be quite honest with you.
Right.
But I know not everyone's like that. Some people, they need to be around, a group of people to be inspired. Like if you're going to a gym versus working out at home alone.
Right.
Need to be around a lot of people. But think about it. We still had communication with each other, whether it was over the phone or email or text. Still talking to John Sparator, Jonathan Greif.
I tried to avoid John Sparator, and I just couldn't. He's my boss. I've tried that. I was hiding underneath my kitchen table, nothing. He found me every time. A person like myself with my personality, I wasn't sure how well I would do doing marketing from home because I wasn't around people. And saying that, because it was quiet, I was actually more creative. I impressed myself. I said, I'm pretty impressed with this. I was more creative because there's just no distractions. When you're by yourself, you have your own music on. You have everything the way, let's say, that would keep you, your creative juices flowing even more so. So it actually worked out. The doctor prefers me to be home, so to work from home. So it actually worked out well for me. I don't know about my boss, but as far as creativity, it actually worked out better for me just because I have no distractions. That's all it is.
Well, I agree with you there. I feel like I've got as much, if not more, done being at home. But also, I think it depends on the person. If you're home and you have it in your mind like, oh, I'm home, so now I can do these things around the house. Well, no. I took that very seriously. If I'm clocked in, I'm working. and to the point where my son wasn't even home with me. My in-laws, God bless them, we kept moving along just as if nothing happened. They would watch him during the week, and I was home alone, and I was able to focus and work, and that's what I did. So to me, it was, and I probably even put a little bit more hours than I normally do, which my wife was not a big fan of that. But I love what I'm doing, and I can keep rolling with it. And I just, all right, let me get more. I want to get more done. So you have to kind of watch that. But honestly, I really loved it. And of course, you miss who you're working with. But
sure.
We were able to talk on the phone. You would call me if we needed to speak about something, or through email. So that was my experience. Honestly, because of what I do and what I'm into, it really didn't affect me that much. But some people had a really hard time with it.
I read a lot of stories. I spoke to a lot of people, and mentally, a lot of mental emotions, kind of negative, were happening to people.
Yeah.
So I was fortunate there too. Just fortunate that being alone in my home did not make me depressed. Thank God. But a lot of people are depressed, and either they lost someone or they lost their job. Which is very unfortunate.
Yes.
I do want to mention this about ACE, though, now that we just mentioned that. One thing I could say about ACE, they took care of their people. ACE took care of their employees during this time. Yes. The showroom was retail, so they had to close the retail side, but they took care of their employees.
Sure did.
The whole ride through. And I hope each employee always remembers that, because other businesses did not do that. So we thank ACE for that. I was fortunate that what I do for a living for ACE, I could keep doing that from home. So I appreciate that as well.
It speaks volumes of character.
It really does. That's why the 70 years is there.
Yeah.
We're trusted.
100% one of the ingredients, yes.
We were definitely trusted after 70 years. And it's nice to go out in the community, and when they know that you're working for ACE Plumbing, and hear all the good things that they say about Larry Berman and about Team ACE.
100%. That's all you hear. That's all I've ever heard since I've been with you. Now, oh yes, also during the pandemic of me working from home, as I was doing that, I hit a milestone. I hit my 5 years with ACE on April 15th.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I hit 4 years, April 13th. Isn't that funny?
You almost started the same date as me.
Almost. And you know what? I noticed a lot of people start in April for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you something funny. You know how Facebook has the memories. So here comes a memory when I was not working for ACE, and I won a Weber grill.
I remember that.
What's crazy is, I think it was less than a year, or maybe it was a year later, I'm working for ACE. It's like crazy. In the room, in the same office that you gave me the Weber grill. I guess I was meant to be there.
Yeah, I remember it was a Facebook contest. It was a Weber, let me see if I can remember. It was a little one. It was like it was a charcoal. Am I right on that?
It was a charcoal, and I actually donated it to a family that was in need, believe it or not. Then I go, wow, I could use it, but they were in need. They really could use one. They had kids, and they didn't have any grills, so it actually was donated.
Oh, that was nice of you to do that.
Yes, I've been trying ever since to win another one, but now that I work there, he said I can't, so so I stopped. But you do have some great giveaways on.
We sure do. Yeah, we do.
So everybody should like the ACE Facebook page, Team ACE, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because you never know when Chucky Shoulders is going to be giving out a gift from the post on Facebook.
You know when Shoulders Chaser will be.
Do you still have shoulders?
I do. They're still here.
Okay. I'm just checking. I haven't seen you in so long. Oh, I saw you when you were filming the drive-by.
Oh, yeah, and if anybody out there listening to the radio show now would like to watch, there's a video recap of the ACE celebration, the 70 years, that we actually did with the Chamber of Commerce members and then some on the very same day of ACE's anniversary, June 1st of this year, when we did that special parade. That video is on the ACE Facebook page. It's facebook.com/ACE Supply. And you can see that's a recap video. It's only a few minutes, but it really encapsulates, I think, the entire day, that experience and Larry's response to that. I was really happy with how that recap video turned out, so if you want to check it out, it's on the ACE Facebook page right now.
You did a great job in that video. I thank you so much. I know that everything was last minute, and everybody pulled together, and that's the community, and that's teamwork, and that's because of the respect for Mr. Berman and for ACE.
Yes.
Before Norm comes in, because I know sometimes he'll come in a little bit earlier than I think, I just want to get it out there that our next show will be, our 26th hour will be July 25th. How do you like that one? Better play those numbers, 25, 26, 25, 26. That could go with the 10-10 couple 10.
And my show that's on the Cruisin 92.1 WVLT, the S Factor, is next Saturday at 1 o'clock on the 4th of July.
The 4th of... Oh, what a great time for you to have your show.
So if you're grilling and doing different things outside, maybe you're going to have some people over on the 4th of July, please tune in at 1 o'clock right here on Cruisin 92.1 WVLT, the S Factor, with Chuck Shazer. It's all about science and the latest science news, some really juicy stuff going on in the world. And you can check that out.
I'm going to have to send you a promo for ACE so you can mention us on your show.
I like that.
Something. I'm going to have to get you to do the promo. I said I'm going to send you the promo, but actually Chuck makes the promos, so...
Oh, yeah.
We'll get something together where you could just mention ACE for us on your show, too, and it'll work out well that way, right?
Nothing wrong with that. I like that.
And I want to mention for everybody to be careful with the heat, because the heat's coming back. I had vertigo this week, and it was definitely from the inner ear, but it's from being out in the heat and then, having the air on, like go from hot to cold, hot to cold. So it was not a great experience. It wasn't I had vertigo one time in my life, and it was horrible. So this, to me, was like a mild vertigo, but as of today, I feel so much better. I want everybody to be careful out there and drink your water.
Oh, there you go. That's the key word, folks.
That's what the doctor said, so...
Not put a high enough... It's so important. High enough importance on the fact that you got to stay hydrated. And it's so easy. The hotter it is outside, the easier it is for your body to dehydrate, because you don't realize when you're sweating, and that water goes to the surface of your skin. You sweat so your body is cooling itself. That's the whole reason, right?
Right.
When that happens, you might not realize how much you're doing it, because when it's hot and sticky out there, when you sweat, it evaporates off the skin. So you may not realize how much water you have lost. So drink up.
I made sure that the doctor knew that. I said, my coworker always says, drink water, Michelle. Did you drink water, Michelle? And I said, he has to remind me. And then I start drinking a lot of water when he says that, because you do that when I'm in the building.
Yeah, you need water every single day. You need more than you probably think. But when it's hot out, you need even more than that. So make sure you keep up drinking.
And why did the AC compressor sweat?
Michelle, can you hear me? You broke up a little bit there.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Can you tell me why did the AC compressor sweat?
Why did the AC compressor sweat?
Mm-hmm. Because I had to run all day, Chuck. Wait a minute.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah, I had to run all day. I thought that was a good leeway into that joke. But
great HVAC joke, isn't it?
It's so funny.
To steal Michelle's joke if you're in a trade and you want to use that on the customer.
How about this one? How are computers and air conditioners alike?
Let's think about that.
You're smart, Chuck. Those stop working once you open Windows.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. I'm a Windows fan. So that's for those Apple people, I guess.
Well, it says Windows. You're funny.
Yeah, but that's not a good thing. It's not the window.
Just trying to put a little humor in before we get knocked off our show. You know what I'm saying? 1 minute, he said. Ooh, we have 1 minute. Chuck, what do you want to say for the last 1 minute of our show today, of our 2-year anniversary.
I want to say this. I cannot believe that it has been 2 years that we've been on Cruisin 92.1 WVLT. It doesn't seem it. I don't know where the time went. It was 2018 of June. I remember it very clearly because when I left the studio that day, I put my pool up that day. I remember, getting the sand and then putting the pool up. So it sticks in my mind, and I can't believe it's been 2 years.
I can't believe it, and I'm going to get emotional. I'm going to get very emotional here. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me with this. I could never do this without you. I do want to thank John Sparator also for when I brought the idea to him to let me just run with it. And I'm choked up about this, but he let me run with it, and you came in on it, and it just all worked out. So I just want to thank Ace. I want to thank you. I want to thank Larry, John, and I want to thank the community because I love everybody. And this really has worked out well. We have a good time doing it. We're not even working when we do this. We enjoy this.
Oh, it's a pleasure, and the feeling's mutual there, and it's incredible. 2 years. Wow, just like a flash,
So happy 2 years to you, to Ace, to me, and I want to thank everybody in the community for listening to Ace Your Space for the last 2 years, and we're going to do it again another year.
That's right. I'm Chuck Shazer. You've been listening to Ace Your Space with your host, Michelle Chatterchick Lowe. You can catch us here the 4th Saturday of every month on Cruisin 92.1 WVLT at 11 o'clock. Guys, enjoy yourself.
And this is Michelle Chatterchick Lowe saying thank you. Join us July 25th. Make it the best weekend of your life, and we're going to see you soon.
Absolutely. Take care, everybody.
Take care.
Hi, folks. This is Michelle Chatterchick Lowe from Ace Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical Supplies. Join me and my co-host,
Chuck Shazer,
from 11 a.m. to 12 noon and every 4th Saturday of the month, while we try to ace your space. We're going to share with you some helpful hints that will improve the quality of any room or project that you are currently working on. Also, we're going to have just a little bit of fun. Join me for Ace Your Space, coming to you from Ace Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical Supplies.
WVLT Vineland.